Let's check out the Atozi video, and we'll call it. I haven't reacted to Atozi in a minute. YouTuber facing 10 years in prison for derailing a train. That's it. You know what? That seems appropriate. 10 years? Potentially murdering a bunch of people? Should have been doing that. Is this the actual footage?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my freaking god! Oh my god, are they okay?
Well, a teenager was just accused for derailing a train for a YouTube video. That was definitely not on my 2024 bingo card, but let's be real, not a lot of the other stuff was either. But today we're gonna take a look at the YouTube channel called Capital City Rail Productions, which is a small train spotting channel ran by a teenager in Nebraska. And allegedly, he wasn't only spotting, he was getting
696 subscribers. He has more subscribers than me.
His hands a little dirty as well, because in April 2024,
help me out with that.
Bandit, Nebraska.
Hey, help me out with that. Subscribe. Let's try to beat the train guy. Come on now.
A train went onto the wrong track and collided with a standstill cart, causing the train to derail. This YouTuber was conveniently there in the middle of nowhere with his camera set up on a tripod to film it all. Unfortunately, the derailment caused about $350,000 in damages, which sounds low. I would assume it would be way higher if you derail a train. But naturally, the teenager uploaded a whole video of this, and this is what he said happened.
I would like to take the time to set the stage for the fateful incident that we will be discussing today. On Sunday, April 21st, just after 7 p.m., a empty Arbor coal train was heading back from the Nebraska City power plant. As it passed through Bennett, it had a defective coal car that it needed to be taken out of the train. The crew decides to place it in the rib track just inside of Bennett, going across the main road, between the grain elevator and the main railroad crossing.
Okay, so I had to look up what these terms actually mean, but a rip track is a repair and place track. That is not the main or normal track, so what the prosecutors are alleging here is that the YouTuber did this. I couldn't really think of a better way to explain it than this trolley problem meme, but in this case, just ignore the people. Top one is the rip track, bottom one is the normal or the main track. YouTuber allegedly flipped the switch and moved the main train onto the rip track instead of letting it continue down the main track, and because it went onto the rip track, collided with that empty cart. What an incredibly stupid thing to do. Like,
yeah.
What is the upside here? A viral YouTube video? I guess that is the upside for a lot of the people we cover here, but still,
yeah.
The bar's low. I didn't realize we're just gonna keep going lower. But obviously,
dude, they want people.
Though, so let's hear what he has to say.
If the bar can go lower, people will figure out a way to drop it. You feel me?
The crew did this and set a switch in a manner that they can park the car, set up a portable derailleur, and then continue their journey. Unbeknownst to them, they completely neglected to reset the switch to its original position.
How would he know that? One would hope there's some protocols there to avoid that, but the fact that it happened in the first place shows that there's some things to address here.
On the evening of Monday the 22nd, just after 5 p.m., as I was driving home from work along Highway 2, there was a loaded Arbor that I spotted. The train came into Bennett just after 6 p.m. Unbeknownst to the crew of the loaded Arbor coal train, the switch was still set incorrectly. Meanwhile, the parked defective coal car remained stationary on its correct track as the loaded Arbor speeds along its route. It hurls towards the coal car, and with a deafening crash, the two trains collide, sending shock waves through the tranquil town. Despite the chaos, miraculously, the crew emerges from the collision completely unharmed, though undoubtedly shaken by the ordeal.
Yeah, I mean, that is probably horrifying as a conductor. Suddenly, you just veer off the main track. It's not like you could just stop a freight train on a dime. But that was the teenager's side of the story, and obviously, the train crashes.
Bro, the amount of weights that a train has, you have no, like, it'll demolish something, dude. It's so much force.
He filmed.
Oh my freaking god! Oh my god, are they okay? Oh my god. Okay, so this Arbor just hit a defective car.
It actually pushed it
and is now on the ground.
Oh, badly. So it's fully off the rails.
here. Switch was thrown wrong. It looks like they hit a derail or something.
Again, how does he know this on the spot? I get that he probably lives for trains and it's not impossible for him to know, but it's definitely suspicious. And that's exactly what the prosecutors thought as well. So here in an NBC News article, it says a Nebraska teenager has been charged with 2 felony counts of criminal mischief after he was accused of—
But do they have actual, genuine, full-blown evidence that this is what, like, the case? You feel me? That's what I want to know.
causing a train to derail, recording the crash and posting the video on YouTube, according to court records. The 17-year-old was charged in Lancaster County Juvenile Court on Wednesday, but prosecutors have filed a motion to have the case transferred to adult court. That would be really bad for him. An investigator with BNSF Railway said in court documents that the teenager alerted authorities to the derailment and asked the investigator who arrived what caused the crash. He is accused of tampering with a rail and causing 2 locomotives and 5 loaded BNSF cars to jump the rails in Bennett on April 21st. My birthday, let's go. So I was celebrating my 27th birthday, and this kid was derailing trains in Nebraska.
Yeah, apparently. But like, what do they have, like, actual evidence? Do they have, like, did they show, like, what happened? How the freak?
The more you know.
Well,
the rail cars remain.
Like, do they have a video evidence footage of him derailing it, or are they just sort of assuming because he happened to be there recording it, you know? What's up, Doggo? What's up, my Doggo? Sorry, my Doggo. Let me get him a little something. What's up, Doggo? Sorry, just getting my Doggo a little snack, a little treat.
Remain upright. One crashed into an empty coal car, causing $350,000 in damage. An investigator for the rail company said in court records. The train conductor told a BNSF investigator that the misaligned switch led to the crash, and the padlock that was supposed to be attached to the switch was missing. You're telling me a switch to derail a train is guarded with a padlock? Okay, we'll get back to that. The teenager who reported the derailment to authorities approached an investigator after the crash and asked what caused it. When the investigator said it was undetermined, he responded that obviously a switch was flipped the wrong way. According to court records, he told the investigator that he was a train enthusiast and showed him the video he had shot of the derailment. The teen denied trespassing in the area and tampering with the switch, but the investigator pointed out the documents that he knew where the switch was and how it worked, naturally. Authorities later discovered that a tripod had been set up near the accident site just 4 minutes before the train derailed. 4 minutes. So it's not like he was there all day. 4 minutes before the crash. This is not looking good, but it's about to get worse for him.
He just happened to be right there at that moment to witness it happening, and like, perfect. Just like, I have a feeling that this train is gonna go this wrong way. And that it's gonna crash into this one vehicle. Let me just post up the camera right there to watch it.
Goes a little bit more into detail. When authorities said they did not know the cause of the derailment, the boy said obviously a switch was flipped the wrong way. An investigator with BNSF Railway found the padlock supposed to be attached to the switch was missing, indicating tampering. But 3 days later, a BNSF investigator obtained CCTV footage showing a 1996 Buick Park Avenue in the vicinity with the same teenager walking towards the switch at the south end of the tracks.
They caught him on
tape! The teen was later recorded returning to his vehicle. Okay, so they have him 3 days prior to the event, going up to the switch and I guess messing around with it. Then they have him 4 minutes before the train wreck, him setting up his tripod and camera, aiming it at the correct spot. It doesn't look good for him at all. Okay, so they're currently filing a motion to transfer the case to adult court. And if they succeed in doing so, his punishment can increase substantially. So if they actually succeed, it's up to a $20,000 fine, the cost of the damages, and up to 20 years in prison for each count. Currently, he's facing 2 times criminal mischief charges, which each can result in a fine up to $125,000 and or up to 5 years in prison for each count. So my understanding is he's currently facing 10 years in prison currently. But my main question is, how can this happen?
Oh, 40 if it turns into an adult case, potentially.
To derail a train. It is the same difficulty, apparently, to derail a train as it is to steal a bike if it's all protected by a padlock. Like a $30 trip to Home Depot for some
You're not
cutters,
wrong.
and just like that, you can apparently derail a train? Really? Clearly, we're living in way more of a trust-based society than we realize. Like, we're just gonna trust that some train enthusiast kid isn't gonna go derail a train. Thankfully, it wasn't a passenger train. That could have been a whole lot worse. Now, I'm surprised there's not more security on key infrastructure like that, especially around our railroads.
Okay. So it had no passengers. You lied to me, Mr. Gamer. It had no passengers, but it did have the
There have been
conductors.
quite a few rail
Just actual
derailings now that
drivers.
have really like started to show and expose how outdated our rail infrastructure is. So maybe we need to start updating that sooner than later. If not,
I mean, what do you do
train
to update
enthusiast
this?
Kids are gonna keep derailing our trains. I say that like it's happened before. No, I haven't seen that headline before.
What, are you gonna stick a
Normally
security
train
guard? You know how much
derails
money
from
trains make?
Outdated tracks, from what I can tell. Most common way for trains to derail. Yeah, the most common reason for derailing is broken or cracked rails. Then you have road vehicles at level crossings, and then third place is malicious persons placing materials on
You
the
don't
rails.
say.
So what's actually
Oh,
not
not
listed
even the
here
switch.
is train enthusiast kids flipping the switch, throwing the train onto the rip track.
Oh my god!
So
Not a lot of that.
hopefully this is an isolated incident and more don't come. But yes, before you ask, currently working on the Mr. Beast video, but as you know, there's a lot going on there. So that's gonna be a longer video, so it's taken me
We'll
a
probably
long
check
time to
that out
make
on
it,
Thursday.
but it'll be out in the next few days. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Freaking wild, dude. Bro, some people are just stupid. Thanks for hanging out. Like or dislike, comment, and subscribe. And become a Monodachi today. I live stream all day, Monday through Friday, so go say hi. That's all for now, Monos. Goodbye, and thanks for swinging by. Salut!